Oh, we got it. There we go. Guys, Rainbow for Blogging from Paradise. From beautiful Nizwa, Oman. We can go live, which is cool. I don't know, we're going to roll it late afternoon. If you want to become a full-time blogger, you purchase my ebook, bloggingparadise.com/ebook. It's right here, guys. This is the paperback, which is available on Amazon. And I also have 126 ebooks on Amazon. I have courses. These are some other books. I like putting them out there. Man, I love Amazon. So, guys, if you're looking for any guides, wisdom, blogging-wise, the ebooks on Amazon could really help you out. So grab a couple. And of course, I have ebooks on traveling. I have ebooks on making money online, ebooks on law of attraction. I've covered a few different things during my colorful travels around the world, my experiences 10 years online, where I have some insight to share. If you thought that the guy who retired to a life of island hopping through smart blogging has some knowledge to offer to you, I picked up some lessons over the years. So keep that in mind. And the courses as well. What have you created for your fellow bloggers today? It's so easy to get caught up in your own world, and it's something that really paralyzed me during my formative years as a blogger. I would just give a little bit, maybe for like 5 to 10 minutes a day or an hour or two. I'd create something and then I'd stop going down that road, and I keep giving my energy. Instead of thinking outward just to myself, I wasn't creating anything for anybody else. I was just in survival mode. I was barely getting by. And what turns out, I was really living in a prison of fear. I was being really, really stingy because I only wanted to get a little bit just to get by. And I was very concerned about taking care of myself. And I had no interest about leaving my comfort zone. At the time, I was very uncomfortable to create something for other people. Now, you'll learn, guys, the really successful bloggers, the hyper successful ones, they have this abundance mindset where they're continually, sometimes 10, 12, 14 hours a day, creating helpful content and doing helpful things for other people, because success flows to you. The getting, that everybody likes getting, everybody likes money and traffic and all that shit. That flows to you when your giving is just so, it's just so abundant and generous, where you're creating stuff for people. I'm saying all the time, but just so much throughout the day. Now, this is a wonderful form of getting, my friends. It's called Nizwa, Oman. Check that out. The sun's going down in a bit. I'll go for my evening run pretty soon because the sun's going down and it just gets a lot nicer out there. I love it when it's cool. Toss on the long sleeves. It's in the mid 50s at night here, Fahrenheit. It does reach 50 C during summer months, but during the winter months, now in December, really awesome sauce. So look at that. That is a phenomenal form of getting, I would say. Because when we think about, when we think about living our dreams, it's really cool to circle the globe. And you guys know I've been doing that for like 7 years now. And we just landed a house sit in Cappadocia, Turkey, which is going to be awesome. So we'll go from there on my birthday. We leave here on my birthday, which is awesome. And this has been will have been such a phenomenal birthday present. And we'll go right to Turkey, which will be an awesome birthday present. We've been to Istanbul a couple years ago, and now I get to see Cappadocia, one of the most interesting looking areas in the world. Fascinating place, and great food too. Gotta love those donor, I forget the name of it. It was like vegetarian places. Anyway, if you want to be successful and you want to get, what's going on? Oh, there's somebody talking to me. Oh, I think somebody's singing. If you want to be hyper successful, guys, and you want that getting, you like the traffic and profits and all that good stuff, you want to create so much helpful content for people that you don't even think about it, where it's routine. And this live video is a perfect example. I could do it quote unquote off the top of my head because I've created thousands and thousands of pieces of content over here. Tens of thousands, between videos, between podcasts, articles first, of course, and then videos, thousands and thousands of videos, articles, tens of thousands, then just the podcast as well, and just guest posts, and it's just so much creating that it's routine, it's habitual for me. It's just, it's clockwork. So all this creating of helpful content, you have all these blog posts and videos out there, so I appear to be everywhere in my niche, but I had to develop a real abundance mindset and not just think, let me write a blog post this week and fucking put my feet up. You can't be that way. You can't do that, because when you move into that space of just creating very, very sparingly, You're doing it from a place of fear and stinginess and attachment. You're thinking, let me just put a little bit out there, then I want to push it, I want to force it. And that's why you'll be down here with virtually every other blogger. This is why 81% of bloggers never make more than $100 online during their whole career, whether their career is 6 minutes, 6 hours, 6 years, or 16 years. You will be standing out from the crowd in a major league way because your content will be everywhere. You'll be connecting with folks, because naturally as you create and you develop that abundance mindset, you want to help people out, so you'll comment generally on their blogs. You'll help them out via live videos. You'll, of course, creating content. You'll promote them on your blog. You promote them via your guest posts. You promote them on social media. So when you're really entering this creative space and you don't care about outcomes, you're not thinking about numbers, that's where things really start to pop over time. That's when you start to appear in a bunch of different places and people see you as a pro, as an authority in your niche. That's when people begin to see you as an expert, and that's the point when the traffic keeps rising. It takes time, but so worth it, and the profits keep rising. But you have to ask yourself, like right now, what have I created today? I've created content to supplement this. And I've created 126 of these. And it's not just about the free content. No. We want to put out premium products and services. As long as you like living a worldly life, you like that thing called money, you're going to put premium products and services out there. So don't be stingy with this either. 126, most bloggers, they write one and they're coming from such a scarcity mindset of fear that you're trying to squeeze as many freaking sales as possible through one ebook. I wrote 126. I put a bunch of paperbacks out there. I mean, look at these. They're helpful reads. I put out courses. I put out services. I do a blogging report. And yeah, I accept $1,000 for it. Yeah, why the hell not? It's just coming from that really abundant space. But you got to keep creating good stuff for other people to help yourself and to help other people. You want to keep creating content. You want to keep being prolific. But you have to ask yourself, what have I created for folks today? It's a nice challenge, quote unquote. Really, it's a checkup. I'm not really into big on the challenge things, because that's resistance, intention, and all that shit. I'm talking about the checkup from the neck up, or just the checkup. Like, what have I created? Have I created a blog post? Have I created a video? Have I created a podcast? You have to be abundant to overcome the illusion of fear. You have to be generous to overcome the illusion of scarcity and just resistance to ideas and writer's block and financial struggles and money struggle. When you're being abundant, you'll automatically think of other people and not taking care of yourself. And that was the biggest shift in my life, when I wasn't like, I got a couple bucks, or I got a little traffic, or, I saw a little success. Or I said, you know what, nothing's really happening, so why the hell would I give anyway? Or, screw that. And it's like when I made that shift and I felt the fear that was fueling that real scarcity mindset, that poverty consciousness, and I shifted to abundance, to creating something really, 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 really helpful for people every single day, whether it was one creation or 10 creations. I'm talking about blog posts, guest posts, we're putting it out there. I began to uncover the secret to getting, aka the traffic and the money and living this life of world travel, and it's giving freely. Now this is the point where most folks, I love you guys, most folks nod very freely and they're like, yes, and then they don't do any giving. Right? You just say, I get that creating. Yeah, look at this kid. How cool is that? Bicycle. Oh man, that kid is skilled, going backwards. Freaking impressive, man. I've never seen anything like that. Uh-oh. It's live video, so it's censored in case. Good for him, man. Well done, dude. Well done. This is what you see on Blogging Paradise, guys. Press the pants off of me, dude. This is the type of stuff you want to have in your live content. Kids in needs of I'm running backwards and bicycles during live videos. When you enter this real, a generous, abundant mindset, you won't be nodding and then not do anything. Because it's easy to nod and to say, I got to get around to this. And I know a lot of you guys do that, and I did that during my struggling years when things just weren't coming together for me. You have to do it when it feels really uncomfortable. It's easy to succeed when you feel like success. How about that? Tweetable, at Ryan Biddulph. But it is very difficult, very uncomfortable, I should say. Difficult is different. Difficult is trying to bench press 500 pounds and you only bench pressed a toothpick with 2 certs at the end. Or lifesavers, depending on your fruity or tea. creating helpful content when you don't feel like it some of the time, or maybe you go through stretches where you're just going through a tough period and you really don't feel like it. Although you don't want to force it, sometimes you're just going to have to not force it, but be very uncomfortable and sit there and deal with the struggle and the inner fight and all that shit. And it's all created by your monkey mind, the ego, monkey mind, jumping around from branch to branch. You're going to have to sit with that to be really creative. When you sit with those energies and let them go, you'll understand what it takes to be really, really successful, to be prolific, to be creative, to think outward. You know, you're having your problems and think, how could I help other people? And the cool thing happens when you think outward and you think about creating something for other people, like me creating this video and going a little longer form and not thinking, okay, I have to rush in and out or whatever. Your problems disappear automatically because all of your problems are fear, and fear is an illusion. It's not real. It's not there. You experience the emotions, but only love is real. When you're thinking of other people and you're creating something for them, like how could I help them? How could I help you? That's love, which is real. So in the state and energy of love, there is no fear, and you'll feel amazing. You'll feel really, really good because it's what's true. You step away from what's not true towards what's true. So that's another added benefit of creating. Your problems disappear. Not only will you eventually see greater and greater worldly success, but you'll feel really good. It feels good to help people. And again, we nod at this and we think, yes, but then we say, why aren't I creating today? Fear. You're afraid. You say you're lazy. You're afraid. There's only fear and love. Fear is not real, but those are the only two emotions. There's the appearance of fear. I mean, it's not real. Love is real. You're lazy. That's fear. You just can't get around to it. That's fear. You have writer's block. That's fear. You're busy with other areas of your life. That's fear. Because no matter how busy you are, you still have 5 to 10 minutes today to begin writing a blog post or to work on a blog post that you started yesterday, that you started last week. And then at the end of 2 weeks, you'll have the blog post. See what I mean? It's always fear 100% of the time. So if you're willing to sit with the uncomfortable energy of fear, and very few humans do this, which I don't understand, because you're going to be around anyway. Why not just sit with the fear, clear it, you plan on being around, and then start doing things from that right energy, from that creative, abundant energies. You sit with it and clear it, you'll start creating more content, you'll start writing more blog posts, you'll put your fingers up like 80s, rap, or maybe 90s, more 80s, I think. Done a lot of videos in these, oh my. You'll be a creative force, an energetic dynamo that everybody says, you know what, that individual has it. They're abundant, they're helpful, they just put out so much good stuff, it's cutting edge, it's just genuine, it's evergreen. Could it be evergreen, cutting edge? I think so. But you have to sit with the fear. When you do that and you create, you get out of your head. A lot of people say, I'm in your head. You're out of your head, and then you're into other people. Not literally, guys. It's one of those things where you'll just be out of your head and you're thinking, how could I help them? And in that moment, oh God, you feel so much better. You move out of survival mode, you're not being stingy, and you're creating something helpful, a blog post, a video, a podcast. You start writing an ebook. Maybe you give it away for free or you put it on Amazon. And that's the energy, that creating, that connecting. I mean, creating and connecting, building connections to blog content from other bloggers, friendships like that. But that creating helps you rise above most folks in your niche, where you really stand out. Because not too many bloggers are really, really creative. They're not. They do a post once in a while, or they write a real long form post, and they try to squeeze as much juice through that post, through promotion, which is just, in most cases, it's coming from a fear energy. It's coming from a stingy, a non-abundant, I just want to get as much as I can through this. But guys, if you're willing to just be really creative and keep creating helpful content, you'll become really prolific, but you'll feel so much better, you'll be helping so many more people, and that's when the traffic and profits really begin to flow in. I'm going to roll, guys, because the sun's starting to go down, and I don't know, usually I do it when it's dark, but I think I'll go a little earlier than dark tonight. Somebody's singing back there. I think I'll do that, and as I do that, I'll get my cardio in, because I'm feeling pretty good, digestion's tight, and I'll have my energy up for the night, and then I'll be pretty tired later too, I think, when I go to bed. We'll see, because jet lag has been an issue here in Nizwa, Oman. It's been so fun here, guys. It's going to be 2 weeks this Monday, so we're talking like 12 days. 11? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 days so far. Friday here as we do the video live. And it's just been an amazing, magical place. The people are so nice. I mean, the first 2 days, Kelly was invited for coffee and dates like 2 or 3 times into the Omani Homes, which is a custom practiced by locals. The people are so friendly. You see the men greeting you with the hand on the heart, you know, Omani greeting, which is just so wonderful. And they're really warm, genuine people. It's a conservative nation, beautiful Muslim nation in the Arabian Peninsula. A lot of people ask, where is Oman? Where are you going? Or, you know, where are you at now? And that is because Oman's rarely in the headlines. They're not involved with all this political stuff. They do their own thing. They're friends. They're kind of like a Switzerland of the Arabian Peninsula, the Middle East. You know, they're friends, but, you know, they keep, not even so much keeping their distance, but they're peaceful. They're peaceful people. They have a great energy. It's old school here. I love it. You know, and even as we go out, I respect the local culture. I cover up arms, long sleeves, sweatpants. It's not just, all you need is to keep the shoulders covered, the breastbone covered, but shoulders all up here to the knees. So I can wear like long shorts, as some guys do that. Not too many. But I look how locals are doing it. So I wear the sweats and the long sleeve shirt, even when it gets a little hot out during the day. And it's great too because it covers up the skin, but ultimately it's the culture, so you respect it, and that's the beauty of it. It is such a cool place, and again, the desert views, I mean, talk about eye-popping. It's just amazing. Check that out. Look at that. Haha. That's me being here, so you guys could see proof that I'm not really good with Photoshop and stuff like that. But look at that view. Isn't that just amazing? The mountains up in the background. You can't get this real Mars looking. You've seen it on some of my shots, like the camel shot on my blog and on Facebook. I'm pretty sure I put it on my blog. When you see that like mountain, it's really a phenomenal environment. We never spent a significant amount of time in the desert. We were in Doha, Qatar 2 years ago, but it was the city. So of course it's the desert, but it was so built up and so urban, you couldn't get a feel for it. I mean, we saw nary a palm tree, but here, look at all the palms. Look at all the homes, you know, within our little compound here, which is a common thing where folks have their little compound. You open up the gate or the door and you're good to go. And it's just beautiful. And it's a gorgeous place. The people are so friendly. Really awesome too that you have some great shopping here. So you could go to Lulu Hypermarket across the way, or Carrefour. Lulu is our favorite, I think. And we can get some local food too, which is awesome. Great fruits and vegetables. And then some of our Western creature comforts, which I can't lie. You know, I do enjoy stuff like that. So guys, if you want to become a full-time blogger, be really creative. What have you created for anybody today? For folks, I shouldn't say anybody. What have you created? What piece of content are you getting out of your mind? You're thinking about other people, and you'll find the more frequently you're just asking that question, the more you create, you're going to be goaded to connect as well, to promote other bloggers, to endorse other bloggers, to mention them. But more than that, you are going to rise above most people in your field who are just not creating anything, because your success is going to be based on you helping people. In a lot of cases, it's going to be for free. It's going to be through blog posts. But when I say today, it's like every day you should be creating one piece of content. Absolutely no-brainer. Because if you claim to be a blogger and you're not creating anything every day, you're not creating one piece of content every day, you're not a blogger. You're someone who's trying to squeeze as much as possible through content you created yesterday or last week. Don't be that person. You have to be really abundant, generous. You want to come from that energy of just putting out content here, not from a desperate space, but from a really generous space. Guys, that was awesome. Almost 20 minutes. I think it's on my record for a live video, but I just wanted to roll with it. We had sun here. I'm really feeling the love in Nizwa, beautiful Oman, and we'll get this up on my blog, and I'll probably publish it within, you know what, maybe I'll put this one up right away. Why the hell not? I think I'll do that. Sun's going down. Time to cool off and go for a run. First, some more water though, a little dehydrated. Guys, if you want to become a full-time blogger, I have all these ebooks on Amazon as well, but the flagship one is on Cells. It's called How to Retire to a Life of Island Hopping Through Smart Blogging. That's it. This is the paperback version, which is on Amazon. I suggest getting the ebook because you can get the ebook right away in a split second. You buy that over there, and that's on Cells. The ebook's on Cells for How to Retire to a Life of Island Hopping Through Smart Blogging. 2 chapters are based on travel. So if you want to be a professional travel blogger, you want to do it full time, this is obviously the perfect ebook for you. It can be the perfect ebook because I go over the travel logistics in addition to all the blogging fundamentals in the first 8 or 9 chapters. I don't know, lose track, whatever. But if you just want to be a full-time blogger who stays in your hometown, you have no desire to travel, minus those 2 travel chapters. This applies to every single blogger, guys, because it's based on those simple ideas of creating helpful content and building meaningful connections, but first getting your energy right. You gotta know why, guys, and this is, again, another reason why people are not creative, why they're not creating a lot. They're just coming from a place of fear and scarcity. I want to make a couple bucks, or I want people to like me, or I just want to get by, or I don't really give much thought. Those people that are in love with freedom and fun, that's why they're doing it. They become so successful, so creative. And this ebook just goes over all those concepts, getting your energy right, creating and connecting, doing it the right way based on the fundamentals, so you can create something lasting. bloggingfromparadise.com/ebook. Till next time, signing off from beautiful Nizwa Oman. One last view as the sun sets here. We're live on YouTube. All right, guys. Enjoy paradise all.